First of all, they try to memorize and use positive words. Memorize and use positive. Yani make your language a positive language always. The A is the all or nothing approach. What is the all or nothing approach? Some people try to think that I should always succeed. If I fail, khalas, that's it. That's something important. Make sure you always encourage people. That's really positive. That's really good. It moves people. The P says practice gratitude. If I use that in Islamic terms, shukr. Be grateful to Allah. Do shukr. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the S is savoring, which is holding good thoughts and emotions. Holding good thoughts and emotions. When you do something good, think positively about it. Some people, they try to think, oh, everything I try to do doesn't succeed. It fails. Really, everything fails? Well, I'll tell you one thing that you succeeded at. You succeeded at arriving here tonight. On time. In Surah Maryam, the dua is mentioned. When he mentions the dua, he says, وَلَمْ أَكُمْ بِدُعَائِكَ رَبِّ شَقِيًّا. I have never asked you for something, Ya Allah, and you let me down. That's how he turns to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with utmost positivity in the generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As-Sayyida Zainab al-Kubra salamullahi alayha, when she sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, when she went into the court of Ubaidillah ibn Ziyad in Kufa, and he asked her, what do you think of what Allah has done to you and to your family? And her response, ما رأيت إلا جميلا. I see nothing but beauty. From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, nothing but beauty. Allah loves us. Allah created us to have mercy on us. He loves us. So if we turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will bless us. We will experience problems, but it's okay. Just ask Allah. Turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Think back though, what else can I do so that I can overcome these problems? So that's why when we look at Al-Imam Al-Hussein salamullahi alayhi, we look at him with utmost respect, and that dignity, and that sacrifice, which we'll talk about inshallah over the next couple of nights if Allah gives us tawfiq. So, positive thinking is about thinking positively about issues, problems, trying to make a negative experience into a positive experience. Okay. So, what can somebody do to turn that negativity into positivity? What can someone try to do? One thing that we can try, or something that I call MAPS, M-A-P-S, the MAPS approach. Think about all the successes, even they're small, but always keep that success. This is what helps people develop this positive thinking. So individuals, this is the power of positive thinking. One needs to start thinking in a positive way about the experiences that he or she has. And when one experiences difficulties, problems, to the best of one's abilities, one should try to think of ways of changing one's state, but also in a positive approach. In this world that we live in, there are causes and effects. What do we mean by causes and effects? For example, if you feel cold, what should you do so that you can get some warmth? Maybe light a fire, put on a jacket, turn on the heater. But if you just sit down there and say, Ya Allah, make me warm, I'm cold, is it going to happen? It might happen, but most likely Allah is going to tell you, I've created means of getting you warm. So use these means. Okay? That's in this materialistic world. Okay? Now, Similarly, when it comes to the spiritual side, what do I mean? Something was called tawfiq. Tawfiq means success. When you do something religiously good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open doors of good for you. Yani you're coming to this majlis tonight, for example. In this majlis. Now, this majlis, because you're in the majlis of dhikr Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam, something good will come out of this for your life. You tell me, Shaykh, how so? Do you read Hadith al-Kisa? Hadith al-Kisa? What does it say at the end when Imam Ali alayhi salam says to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, Ya Rasulullah, أخبرني ما لجلوسنا هذا تحت الكساء من الفضل عند الله. Tell me, what is the merit of this hadith? Us sitting under this cloak, what is the merit before Allah? What does Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi say to Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam? Ya Ali, والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبينا وفيه إلا ونزلت عليهم الرحمة وحفت بهم الملائكة واستغفرت لهم إلى أن يتفرقوا. He says, I swear by the one who sent me as a messenger and chose me as a prophet of Allah, that whenever this hadith of us is mentioned, our dhikr is mentioned, then the angels descend down. Yani this place is full of angels right now, but we can't see them. Just like the air, for example. You see how air is all around you right now. So angels are all around you. Plus, the mercy of Allah descends down upon you. Rahmah. وَنَزَلَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ الرَّحْمَةِ. And the angels will do istighfar for you until you leave. Until you leave. So there are angels right now doing istighfar for you. Don't you think that's barakah? That's a blessings. Now, you may not see it right now, but you will see the effect later, sometime. In addition, the hadith says, continues, يا علي والذي بعثني بالحق نبيا واصطفاني بالرسالة نجيا ما ذكر خبرنا هذا في محفل من محافل أهل الأرض وفيه جمع من شيعتنا ومحبنا إلا وفيهم مغموم إلا وفرج الله غمه وفيهم مهموم إلا وكشف الله همه ولا طالب حاجة إلا وقضى الله حاجته. If there is someone in these majalis who is feeling grief, feeling some pain, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help him. Allah will alleviate that difficulty for him. And if you have a need, Allah will fulfill that need for you. And indeed, when we do dhikr of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam, you cry for them, you feel that relaxation. That's why it's good, brothers and sisters, when we mention the masa'ib of Ahlul Bayt, to cry for them. Like I mentioned, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa cried for Imam al-Hussein. Cry. It makes you feel good for Ahlul Bayt. That's why Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam says, the one who cries for Imam al-Hussein will go to Jannah. Even the one who pretends to cry, pretends. If you don't get the tears, pretend to cry. Inshallah, you'll go to Jannah. So that's tawfiq. That's tawfiq. You do something good, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open another door of good for you. I go back to what I said a couple nights ago. I said it's good to be hopeful, but at the same time, one has to have fear of Allah. So you have to have the balance. Be positive. Think positively about your life. How can I change myself? How can I change my future? If something bad happens, how can I turn it into something good? Let me study. Where did I fail? What was the failure? I study that and then I turn that into an opportunity for success. All this is great. I commit a sin, wal-'iyadhu billah. I pray that Allah forgives me, but I ask for tawbah. I do istighfar. Astaghfirullah Rabbi wa atubu ilayhi. Ya Allah, forgive me. Help me not to commit the sin again. So I have to have that balance between hope and fear, between that positive thinking and between the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Otherwise, wal-'iyadhu billah, one can commit the sin all the way to Jahannam. Wal-'iyadhu billah.